A man accused of hitting and killing a Pinellas County Sheriff's deputy in an accident on Interstate 275 was in court to plead guilty today.
Yeah, the man is a Honduran national who is in this country illegally. He is now facing 20 years in prison and certain deportation at the end of his sentence. News Channel 8's Jeff Patterson joins us now live at the Pinellas County Courthouse with more on the story. Jeff.
Good evening. In September of 2022, Pinellas County Sheriff's Deputy Michael Hartwick was just doing his job protecting highway workers at a construction site on Interstate 275 when he was hit and killed by a piece of heavy construction equipment. Today, the man accused of driving that piece of construction equipment was in court.
Juan Molina Salas has been in custody since the morning after he hit and killed Pinellas County Sheriff's Deputy Michael Hartwick. Today, prosecutors played video in court showing the night it happened. The video shows a front-end loader driven by Molina Salas. Deputy Hartwick, standing outside of his car, was hit and killed by the loader. But instead of stopping, Molina Salas fled the scene and was only arrested after a 9-hour manhunt. During that time, evidence shows he was on his phone.
There's approximately 18 outgoing calls, and he receives approximately 34 incoming calls, none of which are to 911 to get help or assistance for the deputies.
The state contends Molina Salas only cared about himself.
The defendant in this case knowingly struck and killed Deputy Hartwick and left him dying on the side of the road without rendering aid, without calling 911, nothing. And he left because he was selfishly concerned about himself being deported.
The state asked for a sentence of 30 years, but the judge had questions.
I'm trying to figure out if this was done maliciously, intentionally.
Molina Salas entered a plea of guilty. The judge explained, in addition to a prison sentence, there will be other consequences.
At the end of whatever prison sentence you receive, you will be deported.
The judge has set March 4th as a sentencing date. Jen?
Jeff, a lot of people are going to be wondering, how did this guy get a job in the first place if he was in the country illegally, and whether the contracting company will face any consequences for hiring him in the first place?
Well, the state says there is evidence that he was using forged documents to get a fake ID so that he could get that job, and there will be federal prosecution based on that. However, Governor DeSantis says in this case, the contractor that was in charge of that Interstate 275 project was actually the victim of an international ring that produces fake documents for workers like these.
Jeff Patterson, live for us in Pinellas County tonight. Thank you, Jeff.